Hello, it's Jennifer Savari, and today I'll be showing how I used the lovely Koi by Poppystamps to create kind of a Distress Oxide look with a very simple background. I started off using Bristol smooth watercolor paper, and I just put down some Distress Oxides, the cracked Pistachio, a little bit of Peacock Feathers, and some Walnut Stain, and then sprinkled them with some water and just dredged the watercolor paper through that several times, drying in between. I also put in just a tiny bit of spice marmalade, and I just built up the layers. I kept this pretty light, really. I didn't want it to be too brown because I'm going to be going over top of the fish scales with some Walnut Stain Distress ink. So I didn't want it to get too dark because I wanted some of that darkness to come from the embellishment ink that I put on there. And it was just fun to see all the different fish, and I did a whole bunch of them so that I could just decide which two I wanted to use. And here you see me just brushing on a light coat of that walnut stain, and then with my dauber I went around the edges just to very, very lightly to just kind of bring in some shadows there. And then it was time to just position the die, and I used a top fish to help me position the bottom one. But then the top one kind of fulfills that circle. You can see how the backs of the fish create a circle, and I just die cut those. Now here are the dimensions of all the papers that I used. I used a copper backing with a watercolor piece, and then a turquoise and another copper, and then the top. And that turquoise gives just a really nice splash of color back behind that matting. And then I just glued all the different layers together, centering each one of them. And it was just a very simple design, but I thought this was just so elegant how it came together. I also love how the scales are embossed and how brushing them with that walnut stain just really brings out the dimension in the dies. So then I mounted this onto a piece of heavyweight cardstock, 5.5 by 4.25, and just glued it with my tape gun. And here's a couple different versions that I made. And I think these would be a really fun set to make as a gift, and each one's just a little bit different. Super fun to make. I hope you give it a try, and thank you so much for stopping by. I'll see you again soon. Have a great day.